Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to film kind of a fun, colorful look for you guys, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to film a follow-up video on my Clueless palette. So I originally had wanted to do 2 looks with 1 palette back when I filmed this, but my eyes sometimes can get incredibly irritated when I remove my eye makeup, and that day they did. So this is kind of like a way for me to show you guys a second look. I've technically already done a second look. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted this photo shortly after I did my other video, just to kind of show you a more neutral but also glittery aspect of the palette. So the other reason I wanted to film this video was just to give you guys some updates that I have found out since purchasing and using this palette. So when I got this palette, it was because I came across an article about it. I can't remember if it was like Allure or Refinery 29. It was one of the websites, and they did an article on this Clueless palette from Peachy Queen. So if you Google Clueless palette right now, you will get like 4 to 5 results, and they will all be articles regarding Peachy Queen's palette. So Peachy Queen is the original creator of this Clueless palette. Now, when I filmed the video, Peachy Queen had removed all of the images from their Instagram regarding the Clueless palette and anybody that had used it, and I thought that that was a little weird. I thought maybe it had meant that they didn't get licensing, or you know, they were kind of being shut down by the ban or something. And actually that wasn't the case. So the owner of Peachy Queen watched my video and then reached out to me shortly after just to kind of let me know that they are still planning to produce more. It was probably going to take them about a month or so to get more out. So that kind of puts us around this time frame now. They should be hopefully releasing more around the July-August time frame. But here's where things get interesting. So she also told me that she had been contacted about a Facebook ad for this exact same palette, looking exactly the same, except for it was by the company Enchantis instead of Peachy Queen. And in that video, I guess the video was sent to her, and she was asked if she recognized any of the people in there, and funny enough, she recognized a clip from my video, the video that I posted about the Peachy Queen palette. It's not anything big, it's not like, I think I even still have it here, hang on. So this is the ad, I don't know that girl. But this clip right here is the clip from my video. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see, I can see at least. I don't know if you can tell through the screen, but at least I can see. You can see like the blonde wig that I was wearing in the plaid shirt. But since she had just watched my video, she recognized me and recognized that that was my clip. And so she let me know that this company was using a clip from my video to basically falsely advertise the Enchantis version of the palette. So definitely kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Kind of makes you feel a little bit violated, even though you are putting your stuff out there for anybody when you post these videos on YouTube. But that just to me says something about a company. I don't even know if that girl that was in the video beforehand, before my clip, I don't know if that she was actually using an Enchantis product or not. Maybe she was using somebody else's product. There's no way of knowing. So that just kind of, yeah, I just didn't like that. The other thing I hate is the fact that since Peachy Queen is out of stock and they've taken it basically off their website, I think a lot of people are kind of gravitating towards the Enchantis website to buy the palette because they want it. And I just feel like when a company is going to blatantly knock off a product, you don't really know what you're getting. And before you go saying anything about private labeling and all that other kind of stuff, go to Enchantis' website and look at their palettes. You will also find they have the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, except for they have something else written on the front of it. It's got their name written on the front or something. It's called something else, but it is the exact same palette. It even has the same plastic packaging. I think they also had one of the Too Faced chocolate palettes, the one that has like the hearts. They had that on there with their name on the front. I don't know if it's still on there, but I know when I looked like 2 weeks ago, they had the Laura Lee Nudie Patootie palette. And we all know she's not selling her palettes through this brand's website. She's got certain retailers she distributes her palette through, and that's it. So you're definitely going to be getting a knockoff product if you buy one of those palettes through that website. So, I mean, I don't know anything for a fact about how they are making the same palette. I can't really tell you guys that. All I can do is give you what I do know, and you can make your own decisions. I mean, you're grown-ups, you can decide what you want to do. I just wanted to tell you guys that and let you guys know so that you can make your own decisions. If you are really wanting this palette, just know that Peachy Queen has said that they will be restocking it. I don't know why they chose to remove the photos of the Clueless palette from their Instagram account. I think that that's kind of a bad move on their part. I think they should keep them there so that it shows that they were the original. But either way, just know that when I did talk to the owner, she did say they planned on restocking, hopefully in about a month. And that was sometime around the middle or end of June when I talked to her. So if you really want it, I personally would recommend holding out so you can get it from Peachy Queen. I would not recommend buying it through Enchantis because I just don't feel like you really know what you're getting with a company that sells knockoffs and takes clips from people's videos. All right, so that's all the ranting I'm going to do. You guys know I don't usually like ranting or getting into stuff like this, but I just kind of felt like you guys should have all the information you possibly can when you're making a decision, and I just personally felt a little uncomfortable with the fact that I saw my clip being used in somebody else's product videos. So that's all, I promise, no more ranting. Let's get into the makeup look, and you can see how I got this kind of fun purple glittery eye. Alright guys, I'm starting out with the shade Full On Monet and using this all through the crease just to kind of set down a nice light base. Next up is the shade RSVP, and I'm using a very light hand here because I kind of wanted a sheer wash of this pink shade, so I'm just being very delicate with how much pressure I put. Then with a clean fluffy brush, I'm just kind of blurring that out. Like I said, I want this light. Next up is Rollin' with the Homies, and again, I'm starting kind of with a lighter hand right now. I just want to put down that purple shade and make it kind of blend with the pink, putting this all through the crease as well as on the outer V portion. And then back in with a mixture of RSVP and Rollin' with the Homies and just kind of lightly going through that crease one more time. Now with a very small blending brush, I'm going back into Rolling with the Homies, and I'm using this focused right into the socket portion of the crease. I just want to deepen that up so that it stands out a bit more when I add the glitter. Then I'm darkening up that outer corner as well. I decided to add in some of Classic, very, very, very lightly. I didn't want a dark black look. And then going back over it with Rolling with the Homies, because like I said, I just wanted a deeper purple. I don't want it to really show that it's black. And again, just kind of blending everything with that clean fluffy brush. Now I'm using some wax adhesive. This is from Geek Chic Cosmetics, and I'm placing this pretty much all over the lid with the exception of that very, very outer corner. First glitter shade I'm using is Existential. I am using this on a brush, and I'm just very carefully patting that color in just into that first half of the eye, and then going into Oops, My Bad. And I'm going to start with this on my finger just so that I get maximum coverage. Again, I'm kind of patting with just a little bit of dragging motions here, and just basically covering the entire center of the lid. Then with the brush, I'm kind of tightening up that crease area, and then just kind of letting the glitter trail off as it gets to the outer portion of the eye. Now with a flat angled brush, I'm going back into Rolling with the Homies, and I'm running this all along the lower lash line, and then using the shade Iconic just for that inner portion of the lash line. Now with a small brush, I'm going into Makeover and using this to highlight the inner corner, and then back into Iconic to kind of connect it into the crease. Then with a pencil brush into RSVP, I'm running this very, very lightly underneath the purple shade. Now for liner, I'm using my ink liner from Blackheart Cosmetics to do a nice wing. You definitely want to use something liquidy or like a cream liner. And then I'm just kind of adding a little bit more of that pink and purple. I just noticed that the other eye had more showing. Then of course curling the lashes and adding mascara. This is the Butter London Double Decker Mascara. And then using this black pencil from Vintage Cosmetics to line the waterline. And last but not least, just adding a pair of lashes. These are the Ardell Studio Effects Wispies. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. You saw how easy it was to apply. I do feel like these shadows apply a lot easier when you're able to use your finger and kind of smear them as opposed to with a brush, but you kind of have to use a brush when you're getting into like the corners or if you want like a tight line at the crease. But I do think they're a lot of fun to wear. I will say that when I did the kind of nude and green glitter look that I posted on my Instagram page, I kind of put that makeup on around lunchtime and I wore it throughout the rest of the evening and it stayed perfectly. I did the same method where I used the kind of wax adhesive across my lid before I packed the glitter on top of it, and I had no problems with it kind of like falling off or getting patchy throughout the evening. So there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed this kind of follow-up video. If there's ever any other palettes where I do just one look and you kind of want to see a different variation, just let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to revisit it. I kind of had fun doing like a palette revisited. I probably need to do this more often with all the palettes I own at this point. But yeah, so if you ever have one that you want to see more looks from, just let me know in the comments and I will see what I can do. Don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.